0725. तातूंत रेजोल्युशनाक पास केल्लें हांव वाचून दाखयता. पयलो आमचो एक प्रपोजल resolution number 1 and 2 shall follow. With the villagers of Siridao wholeheartedly appreciate the sincere efforts and initiative taken by Sri Viresh Mukesh Golkar, Honorable MLA of Sanandari Constituency, for placing a private member resolution in our Legislative Assembly on 25/07/2025. Is called for discussion on the definition of Goan or person of Goan origin Kogo, introduction of the private members bill, the Goa Land Protection Reservation Bill are timely and urgently needed. What transpired in the Assembly, however, was a clear betrayal of Goan people, leaves pointers. Shri Viresh Golkar, the only MLA standing up for native Goans, leaves pointer was marshalled out of the House simply for demanding a legal definition of Goan or person of Goan origin Kogo to protect the rights, land and identity. Let us be clear, Kogo is completely constitutional. Article 29(1) of the Goa Constitution guarantees every citizen the right to conserve their distinct language, script, culture and identity. Kogo is grounded in this article. There are already existing laws in the state of Goa and also accepted by the central government of India that are specific to Goans and that define a Goan person of Goan origin. 1. The Goa Civil Code. 2. Code of Communal 1961. 3. These are governed by Portuguese law. If these laws are constitutional, then so is defining Goa a person of origin. We would like to point out that on 25th July 2025, Chief Minister Dr. Pramod Sawant himself read out the definition of Goan or person of Goan origin from the 2012 Goa Succession Special Notice and Inventory Act 2012 Act in the Assembly, which clearly proves that defining Goans or persons of Goan origin Kogo is neither international nor unconstitutional as previously claimed. Now the question we ask as villagers is why the government so afraid to legally define who is Goan, and why is this fear of protecting Goans' rights and identity still existing with the government of Goa? The definition of person of Goan origin is intended for all Goans and is not targeted against any religion or outsider. Defining a Goan or person of Goan origin won't stop anyone from residing or migrating to Goa. It is not meant to discriminate anyone in any way, but will ensure that native Goans needs conquer are prioritized in 1. Protecting our land rights, government employment, reservation in private sector, access to government welfare schemes, housing and communal land allotments. Many youths in our village are either unemployed or working on contractual low-wage jobs in both government and private sectors. Due to low wages, they struggle to meet their daily needs. As a result, many native Goans have migrated abroad in search of better livelihoods. We have observed that a large portion of government and private sector jobs are now being taken by outsiders, depriving native Goans of employment opportunities and leading to a sense of alienation. Similar trend is now being seen in private sector, where our native Goans are being sidelined to give employment to non-Goans. B. We also see various welfare schemes intended for women, senior citizens, youth, and common citizens are now increasingly being availed by outsiders. This has led to delays in disbursements and shortages of funds. And many a times native Goans, especially those in our village, who do not get this benefit. Our ancestors have protected our village land, which includes agriculture areas, rich biodiversity, religious landmarks since 2010. We have observed that proposed developments aimed at destroying the hills in Siridao village, specifically in survey numbers 53, 54, 55, 42, 40, 44, 49, 51, 3A and 51, 2B. Many of these lands have already received technical clearance from town contemporary department and have been granted conversions and are secured provision uses for subdivision from the local panchayats, and some are being proposed for zone change under section 72 of the TCP Act. Before 2010, these lands were covered with casual plantation, medicinal plants, forest trees, and a rich ecosystem. Now they are slowly being destroyed by destructive development. The Sri Satari Mool Samsthan of Palam Siridao, also known as Sri Satari Mool Samsthan, as you know, performs religious rituals on the streets, particularly at Gauchi Shima and at the historical cave Matarichi Mumpi, believed to date back from the 6th to 7th century AD. We, we firmly believe that Gauchi Shimeka, Zaleka, Devsar and our Akundas continue to protect these lands. We urge the government not to allow any concretization or destruction of these fields, as it will destroy natural vegetation, groundwater, forest cover, damage the rich biodiversity and medicinal plants of our village, erase archaeological and spiritual heritage sites in our village, and displace the local, tribal and native-born communities from here. We have also noticed that Regional Plan 2021 wrongly marks an existing village panchayat road as 10 meters wide, which appears to intend to facilitate better entry for future development of mega projects on this land. Hence, we strongly oppose any road widening along this jurisdiction as it threatens age-old homes and structures. The existing hot mix roads from Siridao Junction to Padel and through Siridao village, laid during Portuguese era, is already at its full width, approximately 3 to 3.5 meters, and no additional space is available for expansion. Also, we would like to point out that despite we having a tribal population mentioned on tribal welfare notification on official gazette at as 52.34%, we have still not been granted our rightful land titles or protection of ancestors. With the native born population declining, we are concerned about the shortage of land for future generations. Land under housing schemes and formulas must be preserved and reserved for native poets. However, we are witnessing encroachment by outsiders, which is undermining our community's future. Considering the rapid migration into Goa, destructive field developments, encroachment of formula land, marginalization of native homes to other countries for employment, lack of housing schemes, and land access, and the erosion of religious and cultural identity in Goa. With the villagers of Siridao party fear that the rights and existence of Goans are on the verge of extinction. Therefore, we the villagers of Siridao party have hereby resolved to request the Goa government in the interest of and privilege of our village and Goans, please form a committee including stakeholders, lawmakers, legislatures, members from all political parties, and to discuss and decide upon the rights, language, culture, and the protect persons of Goan origin and identity, whose ancestors, parents, grandparents were guided by the Portuguese people, liberation and to protect and conserve land of Goa in order to bring up a restrictive bill on the floor of the Goa Assembly, Legislative Assembly. For resolution number 1, resolution number 2, to know and keep in the official records of Siridao Parliament place known as Matarichi Committee, the single stone carved cave in survey number 42 Siridao Revenue Village in view of the protected site, which is a nature in the area. The 15-meter road proposed in 20121 of Siridao Parliament Village in survey number 46, 45, 41, 39, 38, 37, 48, 35, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 27, and survey number 64, 57, 56 will be very detrimental to the village of Siridao. If it is allowed, then 20 meters on either side of the road will also become government land. The houses that can be demolished at any time, saying that they were built on land belonging to the government. Small-scale fisheries will no longer be allowed to be fishing in Siridao Creek, as that too will belong to the government. The roads will pass through Siridao, Palam Kazans, which is low-lying agricultural land and water catchment areas, as the entire monsoon water from the village and surrounding hills drains in it. If it is allowed, can lead to flooding of the village. As such, it is resolved to take up the matter with town competent authorities as well as other concerned authorities to delete 15-meter roads from purpose as well as approve regional plan dated 39 to 2011, where very old existing roads are shown and to be maintained. The 15-meter roads will allow the status of Siridao village as rural areas will be converted into urban areas. Converted to urban areas, and the villages will have to maintain minimum balance of 10,000 and above in the bank accounts. Whereas in rural area, minimum balance is rupees 5,000 only. As such, it was resolved to take up the matter with non-competent authorities as well as other concerned authorities to delete 15-meter roads from proposed as well as approved regional plan 39 2011, wherein all existing roads are shown and to be maintained. So in तीन resolution last time घेतलेली, last आमच्या ग्रामसभा मीटिंग झालेली होती त्यांना. तिथून आणि किती तुम्हाला चेंजेस झाला काय आणि किती घेतलेला आम्ही रेकॉर्ड करून वाचला. सो यहाँ कन्फर्म होता एक कॉपी आम्ही तुमकां दिले तुका आमकडे कॉपीज कोणा तरी दिले सगळ्यो कॉपीज आम्ही रोखडोच धाडल्या विथीन 1 वीक आम्ही धाडल्या तुमकां धाडल्यार खबर ना तुमकां जाय जाल्यार आमी मागीर तेजे फाटल्यान आनी मिटींग जाली ती वाचता ते एक्चुअली ह्या मिटींग वाचप न्हू पूण वाचता रेजोल्यूशन 4 वाचता कित्याक पयलींचे रेजोल्यूशन 1, 2, 3 ते एज पर ओल्ड एजेंडा ओके Resolution 4 with the villages of Siridao Pali express our gratitude to the Government of India and Ministry of Tribal Welfare for the initiative to establish a strong network of tribal leaders aimed at ensuring responsive and inclusive governance at grassroots level. The primary objective of this initiative are to develop tribal leadership, promote participatory governance, strengthen service delivery, institutionalize feedback systems, foster multi-developmental convergence. According to the official gazette of Government of Goa dated 29/01/2015, the Siridao village panchayat comprises a tribal population of 52.24%. The panchayat includes two villages, Palem and Siridao. Palem village with a tribal population exceeding 95%, which is rich in biodiversity ecosystems and a pristine natural environment and covering fields under survey numbers 51, 42, 53, 54 and 55 of Siridao Revenue Village. In recent years, large-scale housing projects have been proposed on these fields, and such concretization will directly harm the residents of Palem, especially those living in survey numbers 56, 57 and 59 of Siridao Revenue Village. Already many trees in these areas have been cut down, damaging the local ecosystem. Several Gram Sabha resolutions and objections submitted by village, including those involved in on 18/10/2021, clearly highlight the risk posed by such projects. The concerns include water scarcity and electricity fluctuation, deforestation and climate change impacts, increased heat waves, decline in tribal population percentage, sewerage and water management issues, loss of tribal rights, culture and identity, risk of crime, landslides and flooding, groundwater depletion and pollution, disturbance to regional religious sites, traditions and cultural practices. At present, our tribal population benefits from various government schemes, and Siridao Pali has one of the highest tribal populations in Goa. However, mega housing and construction projects threaten to reduce the tribal presence in the area, leading to the erosion of our rights, heritage and culture. We are proud that our village has been selected under the Adi Karma Yogi Abhiyan, yet we remain deeply concerned about the ongoing proposals to rezone areas classified as no developmental slopes, orchards and natural garden into settlement zones. This includes survey numbers 42-1, 42-2, 53-1, 53-2, 54 and 55 of Siridao village, under subsection 1 of section 39A by the Town and Country Planning Department. Government of concert change and bring a natural environment, biodiversity and a way of life. Revenue records confirm that these lands are cultivable and actively farmed. Additionally, the Forest Department's VT Thomas Committee has provisionally identified the area as private forest. Therefore, we urge the village panchayat to submit their grievances to the government of Goa, Ministry of Tribal Welfare, and the concerned departments of government of Goa. These should include Gram Sabha resolutions of the villages objections letter dated 18/10/2021 and a strong panchayat objection to the proposed zone change under section 39A. We further request that Siridao Parliament be formally declared a tribal village by the Ministry of Tribal Welfare and Government of Goa. This step is crucial to protect our people, our environment, and our cultural heritage for future generations. आगे एक resolution आते हैं कि तुषार गांव submitted gazette notification dated 36 number 36/18 39A notification 31/3/2025 and 5/1/12 wherein the application under section 39A of TCP Act 1994 have been published for change of zones at serial number 13 and notification number 36/18 39A notification 23 TCP slope 2025-236 at serial number 5. He mentioned that the change of zone shall be strongly opposed by the village panchayat by sending the objection to the TCP. Seconded by vocation approved unanimously by the members. ये दोन रेजोल्यूशन एडिशनल एक तुम्ही आपका नोटिफिकेशन आणून किती म्हणतात ना हे ट्रायबल आमची मीटिंग 2 ऑक्टोबर प्रपोजल कोणाचं असतं ते प्रेझेंट असतं तुमच्या मीटिंग 2 ऑक्टोबर एक आहे तुषार गावस्वामी निकिता शिरोडकर रेझोल्यूशन नंबर 4 तर फर्स्ट ऑर्डर वाचला पाहिजे एकाही सेम नंबर
आणि सर्वे नंबर
तुम्ही नोटिफिकेशन दिल्याने कोड केला नोटिफिकेशन दिल्याने कोड केला आणि त्याला डिस्टर्ब करणार सिरियल नंबर 13 एक आहे आणि एक आपल्याला सिरियल नंबर 5 दोन नोटिफिकेशन दिले आम्ही ते फुल स्पेसिफाय करू ना फोकस
Superintendent Engineers, Circle 3 Public Work Department, the Executive Engineer, Work Division 2.
आर्कोलॉजी तुम्ही नका सांगितलं असतं किती आर्कोलॉजी आम्ही तुम्हाला प्रपोज केलेले की तुम्ही सांगता तो प्रपोजल थ्रू आर्कोलॉजी त्यांना स्टडी करपाक लावता तुम्ही ते नाका म्हणून सांगता तुमकां जाय जाल्यार गाडी प्रॉब्लम
आणि 2 ऑक्टोबराक जे जालें तेन्ना गॅजेट हँड आमकां दिल्लो तेन्ना तितून ते हॉनरेबल CMान धाडलेले आसा चीफ टाउन प्लॅनरान धाडलेले आसा TCP द गोवा कमिशन फॉर शेड्यूल्ड कास्ट एंड शेड्यूल्ड ट्रायब MLA विलेज बोर्डारा धाडलेले आसा ऑनरेबल मिनिस्ट्री फॉर ट्रायबल वेलफेअर आसा चीफ सेक्रेटरी गव्हर्मेंट ऑफ गोवा द ऑनरेबल मिनिस्टर फॉर टाउन एंड कंट्री प्लॅनिंग डिपार्टमेंट द ऑनरेबल CMान ते दुसरे रेजोल्यूशन आसले ते फर्स्ट ते CMान धाडलेले आसा TCP आणि मिनिस्टर फॉर ट्रायबल अफेअर्स गव्हर्मेंट ऑफ इंडिया न्यू दिल्ली धाडलेले आयच्या ग्रामसभेची प्रपोजल 2 येयल्ले आसा एक तुषार गांवस आसा आणि एक नट्टीकर आसा दोन्ही प्रपोजल आनंद से आसा रीड आउट करता फ्रॉम तुषार गांवस टू सरपंच एंड सेक्रेटरी so request for proposing upcoming Gram Sabha to be held on 16 November 2025. Sir, Madam, this is hereby to request you to kindly accept my proposal for discussion and to pass resolution in upcoming Gram Sabha to be held on 16 November 2025 to discuss and pass resolution in order to oppose and change of zone under subsection 1 of section 39A of Goa Town and Country Planning in survey number 53/1, 53/2, 54/0, 55/0 and 42/1 and 42/2 of Siridao village. Kindly accept my proposal for discussion. So
ते सेकंड आसा न्हू तितून सकयल आपले शेड्यूल कोण आसतले चडशे फुटबॉल
ईमेल ती कुठली करायची?
त्या मेल आयडिया
सगळ्यांक वेलकम. रेजिस्ट्रेशन स्टार्ट करचे पयलीं म्हाका एक तुमचे कडेन क्वेश्चन आसलो. म्हाका चड ड्रॅग करपाक नाका पूण गांवच्या लोकांक खातीर तो हांव विचारता की खूब जाण म्हाका विचारताले की आयज आमी एक्चुअली पळयता ग्रामसभा जी आसता ती जानेवारी म्हयनो नाजाल्यार एप्रील म्हयनो जून आनी ऑक्टोबर ह्या म्हयन्यांनी जाता. पूण ऑक्टोबर म्हयन्याक खंय तरी फाटीं ती चड ड्रॅग करपाची ऑक्टोबर म्हयन्यान ती जावंक जाय आसली पूण ती त्या टायमार जावना. आनी आयज जर तुमी पळयतले जाल्यार पांय दोन सगळे जाणांक ती सप्तक चालू आहा. आनी आयज जागरण आसलें सगळे रातभर जागरण आसलें ती जावना पूण आयज बायलां सगळीं आमची देवाच्या कार्याक आसली. आयज तुमकां खबर आसा गांवच्यान की ग्रामसभा जी आहा पळय ती आयज म्हणून ओपन जाली की ती ऑक्टोबरान जावंक जाय तेन्ना खंयच्या तरी पयलीं साठी जाली. व्हिडिओचे इंस्ट्रक्शन येता हांव ना म्हणटा पूण तुमकां ऑप्शन आहा की व्हिडिओ सांगपाक की हेजे पयलीं तुमी दवरूंक शकता नाजाल्यार लास्ट म्हयन्यानूच दवरूंक शकता की सगळ्यांक आमकां खबर आसता की आमची जात्रा हे जाता फडकोची जात्रा जाता सप्तक जाता. हे तुमी कित्याक कन्सिडर करून हे लोकांक मातशें सांगा.
सरपंच तशेंच हांव म्हाजें करता कित्याक एका मुद्द्यान कामार उलयता मायक
डेटी काढा जेन्ना जेन्ना हे आसता फंक्शन आसता त्या दिसा ग्रामसभा
म्हाका
आसता.
ते फर्स्ट टाइम
लास्ट टाइम जेन्ना शिवदोना सायडीक कितें आलें तें कितें त्या टायमार सुद्दां ना जेन्ना मुद्दम मेळ्ळा मेंबरांक सांगता जेन्ना जेन्ना हें आसता आतां सरपंच कोणाचे आसा आमच्या गांवच्या सरपंचाक खबर ना गांवांत फंक्शन आहा ती राव म्हाका सांगता सांगून येती तूं मुद्दम पर्पजली करता ते लोकांनी येवपाक जायना कित्याक आमकां व्हिडिओला दिला तूं चेंज करूंक मेळटा. आय आज सांगता राग बोलू नका तुका राग सुद्धा येता तू इन्फॉर्म करू ना म्हणटा नोटीस कोणी काढला कशें दिना नोटीस कोणी काढला काय दिसता 20 days तू पंचायतीक ना तुका काय इन्फॉर्मेशन ना खबर आसता आता ग्रामसभेक कशें पावलो तर हांगा मुद्दम आमची बायलांक ते दोळ्यान वचोन येता फंक्शन आसा आमचें तूं मुद्दम फंक्शन आसा हांगा ग्रामसभा दवरता हांगा सोडून मुद्दम करता तुमी लोकांनी येवपाक जायना म्हणून तेणी कित्याक मेंबर हांव कोणाच्या मेंबराची पळयना का तेणी इन्फॉर्म करूंक जायना नोटीस कोणी काडला प्लीज सांग म्हाका नोटीसूच तुवें घाला म्हणटा तूं नासलें म्हणटा ग्रामसभा सेक्रेटरी एकूच सांग म्हणटाले तर तो त्या मेंबराक खबर आणि मग प्रेसिडेंट येयला आमच्याला राहुल येयलो आसा राहुलाक विचार राहुल तुका एक तूं इन्फॉर्मेशन हांगा नाही राहुल म्हणाला आपली सुद्धा इन्फॉर्म केली की 15-16 सप्तक आसा म्हणून व्हिडिओची ह्याच्या पयलीं येयल्ली आसा व्हिडिओ तुम्ही सांगून जा गांवांत फंक्शन ग्रामसभा पळय म्हाकाय खबर हांव तें काम केल्लें आसा ग्रामसभा केन्ना घेवपाचें आनी लोकांक सपोज पोस्टपोन करूंक जायना तेन्ना फंक्शन हांगा पोस्टपोन करूं हेच्या पयलीं जेन्ना शिवदार फेस्त जालें लोकांक नाका आसलें ग्रामसभा आमी तेन्ना पोस्टपोन करून नेक्स्ट फुडें दवरलेलें आसा नोटीसूय म्हणटा तुवेंच काडला आपल्याक खबरूय ना म्हणटा फर्स्ट टायम लास्ट टायम पुजा आली ते दिसा कशी दवरली आमची गांवांत वार्षिक पुजा जाता देवळान ते दिसा ग्रामसभा दवरला शिवदोनचे ते इश्टोरम कितें तुमचे ते फास्ट आसता कितें पळय तो तेच आम्ही ग्रामसभेक आला असा शिवदोनचो एक मनीस ना सेक्रेटरी असतो काय ना आम्ही 4 जण 5 जण आणि तेच ग्रामसभा ओव्हर का तुम्ही ओव्हर ना डेडी काढून पाहिला सांगता तुमका ना आल्या आपण करू लागेल तुमची किती असतं ते सांग मला आता सांग ना हा जरा फास्ट एक किती करतो तुमचं एक त्यांनी एक ग्रामसभा झाली ओव्हर तुमका असं गौरेशाला मला तुले डेगा मागे 4 जण आणि 4 जण इतने फावडी सरपंच एक फावडी कोण मिस्टेक करत तुम्ही
सरपंचांना ऑलरेडी एक्सेप्ट केलं ना
एक्सेप्ट करा म्हणा कुठे मध्ये एक्सेप्ट करतात म्हणता नाही म्हणता किती फावडी आमची बायलो त्यांना पिंपळाकडे येणार तू का गावाचे ती एनओसी जेवढे ना वासू हा मनुष्य आपण टाळ्या विचार सातारीच्या धुळून सांगलेल्या जे त्या टायमाला एनओसी काढता ज्या टायमाला एनओसी दिलं ते आमच्या सालाना असताना दिलं म्हणून आणि ते आम्ही नोट केला रजिस्टर चेक कर नोट केला रजिस्टरात की एनओसी मागे सामान असेल आणि तुम्ही या बाकीच्या लोकांनी सुद्धा आमच्याने सांगले की तू नोट कर ना भोरे म्हणा की तू कसं आणि आम्ही भोरेला रजिस्टर चेक कर रजिस्टर तुका होणार तुझ्या काय होणार चेक कर आम्ही रजिस्टर
माझ्या केले
जरी तर आमकडे मिस्टेक जाता तर आम्ही एक्सेप्ट करतो आमकडे ती मिस्टेक जाते फुडाराक मिस्टेक जाऊ शकते म्हणून आमच्यान कितें करता हय हांव उपाय सांगता तुमकां आतां तुमच्या फाटले शिदोलान आनी पाड्यान कोण 10 जाण म्हाका येवन फाल्यां नाल्यार परवां मेळोन आनी अश्यो इम्पॉर्टंट डेट्स पळय तुमच्यो आहा जितून तुमकां खबर आसता की ग्रामसभा येवपाक शकता म्हणून कित्याक आमची ग्रामसभा 3 म्हयन्यांनीच जाता समज तुमी आमकां सांगलें ह्या 3 म्हयन्यांनी ह्या दिसा धर नाका कित्याक आमच्या इतल्यान ग्रामसभा कशें फेस्ट जावंक जाता एक पुजा फेस्ट जावपाक जाता सो ह्यो डेट्स तर आमचे कडेन मेवल्यो बिफोर हँड ते तुमचे ते ऑलरेडी डिसायडेड आसता केन्ना जातले पळय ते सो जरी तर ह्यो डेट्स आमकां मेवल्यो न्हू हेन्स फॉर हो इशू केन्नाच जावचो ना सो इतल्याचेर आमी काबार करया आयज जायत्यो संख्येन लोक येयलो 2 इम्पॉर्टंट इशू आहा म्हाका दिसता सेम प्रपोजल्स जाले जाल्यार पासून 2 इम्पॉर्टंट प्रपोजल्स ते आनी तांकां उलोवपाक ते प्रपोजलाचेर इनाफ डिस्कशन करपाक म्हाका दिसता आमी आमचो टायम युटिलायज करया